If you're frustrated with your album delivery process and it just feels like a huge headache to you, I'm here to help out. I used to have this headache all the time, but I've simplified my album delivery process. Let me show you the process I use to build my albums quickly and easily and get them delivered to my couples in no time. So my process starts after I deliver my photos. Generally, I'll quote 4 to 8 weeks for my couples, always being closer to that 4 weeks. 8 weeks for me is more so buffer time if I have a lot of weddings to deliver, but generally I'm going to be closer to that 4 weeks. I deliver my photos with PicTime, which you all have heard about before. If you're not familiar with them, definitely check out this video up above. They will show you more about PicTime and why it's the best way to deliver the photos to your couples. Here's an example of what a gallery looks like. I'll upload all their photos here, their sneak peeks, slideshows if I make any, and my couples are easily able to go in, download photos, order prints, and print them themselves. Now, when I'm in PicTime, not only are my couples getting their photos this way, but now I can ask them to pick their favorite photos. When I'm inside of a PicTime gallery, you'll see on the left side Workflow. Workflow is a great way for me to ask my couple to go ahead and choose photos for their albums. So I'll go up to Client Selections, hit plus, and then send them an email to let them know how many photos I want from them for their album. Now, generally this will depend on the album size. So if I have like a 40-page album, then I'm going to ask for maybe 55 photos. Again, you don't want too many photos in the album because you want to be able to fit nice big pictures, not just clump them all up on one page. Now, if you don't think your couples are going to get enough photos in that album, the best option there is to actually upsell with more pages. Now, again, this is not shady or anything. The reason you're adding the extra pages is so that they're getting more of their photos and having an overall better experience. But generally, I'll do between 20 and 40 pages, and I'll go ahead and tell them to do the photos based on that. So again, close to the same number of the pages. If it's 30 pages, 45 photos. If it's 20 pages, 35 photos, so on and so forth. Now, after my couple has gone in and chosen their photos, I'll be able to see that in the workflow. You'll see here the album photos that I asked for, and they've selected all their favorites. From here, I'm going to be downloading the photos and then moving over to Smart Albums. If you're not familiar with Smart Albums, hands down is one of the best way to quickly and easily build your albums for your couples. I've been using it almost since the beginning of my wedding photography business, and I can't tell you how awesome it is of a service to use. So here is Smart Albums, and I have a video that talks about it, which I'll link up above as well. Definitely make sure to check that out if you want to see how to use it. Now that I've gone ahead and had the photos selected from my couple, I can go in and start building my album. I'm going to make a new album. First, I'll need to select who I want to print my album with. I generally use Red Tree Albums. I love their stuff. Definitely check them out. I'll leave a link in the description below. So you can see here there's a lot of options on what you can choose for who to print with. So if you're already printing your albums and you're just looking for an easier way to do it, you're probably going to find your print company here already. So here is Red Tree Albums. I'm going to do a 10 by 10 square, and I'm going to do their Red Tree album. But you can see here I do have all their other options as well. So again, whoever your print company is, you're going to see all the options for those albums right here inside of Smart Albums. I'm going to keep my templates all the same. You can create your own templates. There's so much you can do for your albums. After that, I go ahead and name my file, and I'm all set to go. From here, I need to import the photos that my couple chose. You can either drag them into the bottom here, or you can select it to go ahead and choose them. Now, this is just an example. So usually I have more photos than this, but pretty much I just go in and use the auto build function. I select how many spreads I want to have, and then it's going to build it out for me. And that's pretty much the process. Building your album with Smart Albums is hands down the quickest and easiest thing. At this point, I'm just going to go in, and make any adjustments to my actual photos if I want to. If I don't like the way that the spread looks, I can go in and make changes. Like some of these were vertical photos, and I can just use up and down on my keyboard to quickly make those adjustments and change the layout of that spread. You can also move photos around. And it's just extremely easy to use. Now, once I'm happy with the way my album looks, at this point I'm going to export it, but not for printing. We're going to export it for cloud proofing. Now, the cloud proofing process is pretty much a way for my couple to look over the digital spreads and let me know if they have any changes that they want to make. So up in the top right corner, I would hit export, and then I would choose cloud proofing. From here, it's going to upload all the spreads online, and then my couple will be able to see that and go in and make comments of what they would like to have changed in their album. So my album name is already there, and if I want to, I can set a password for it. Then we hit next, and we send it to our clients. I'm going to send this to myself, since this is just an example. And then this is what the client is going to see on their end. They're going to be able to come in and see the digital spreads. You see every photo has its own number. This way it's much easier for them to point out, I'd like to change photo 2 on spread 2 or 3, so on and so forth. And they can leave their comments on these specific photos as well. After they go through and make their comments or approve the album, then I can go in and make those changes. And what's really awesome is that inside of Smart Albums, all of these comments they make are just going to load back into the program. That way I can just jump back into Smart Albums once I get the email that they made their comments and make the changes that they need. Once all those changes have been made, then this is when I export for delivery. For that, I'm going to export as actual JPEGs. Once the JPEGs are exported and ready to go, that's when I go to my printing source and actually upload my photos. This part of the process changes depending on who you're using for your printing house. Again, I love Red Tree albums and they're really awesome. So pretty much what I have to do now is I go up to the product I want to order. Then I'll choose the type of album that I'm going to be printing. I generally just use the Red Tree albums. And then from here, I pick all the attributes I need. Pretty much before this, I've emailed my couple and asked them what they want for their album. I usually keep all the choices to the luxe linen, what color they would like, the size of the album is already chosen, and then how they would like the text on the front of the album. So I have my 10 by 10, and then I ask them what color that they want. All this pretty much stays the same for me, but I do debossing. That way I can get the text on the front. I ask them what font they would like. I usually always put it top center. I write their text in here. And then I also ask if they want any foil. And then last but not least, I go ahead and upload those JPEGs that I had from earlier. And that's the whole process of ordering the album. I can see the price of the album there on the right, and that price is covered by what they've already paid in their package. This is the full process I use for ordering my albums as well as getting them to my couples, and it's very, very simple. Let me know if you have any other steps that you do down in the comments below, and also let me know if you struggle with making albums as well. Don't forget to check out Red Tree Albums and also Smart Albums if you're struggling with making your albums, and I have links for all those in the description below. If you have any questions for me, please let me know. I'm always happy to help out, and I will catch you all next time.